Welcome back, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back, IWC. It's the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel for Chaos Corner, and episode 6 in the new series, Flashback. We go all the way back to the 80s, and you never know where we're going to end up, from pillar to post to post, border to border, whatever the saying is. Coming to you live to tape 25 feet below the surface of the earth. Fans, we just finished episode 5. We are here for episode 6. As I said, you're not going to want to miss this. We go around every territory. We never know what's going to happen and where we're going to end up, from the vault here at Chaos Chronicles and all the VHS tapes and DVDs I have from back in the day. VHS! Where I had to get up and change the channel, and I recorded all this through the history to document for you, the fans. So we're going to jump right into it here on Flashback. You guys know the routine. You know where to follow me on social media. You know the emails. Go back and check out this series. We're over 400 episodes of Chaos Corner, and this is the series that's going to go out throughout the whole summer. I can't thank you guys enough for being here. I truly do appreciate it. Drop an elbow on that like button. One man's unique, unedited, unscripted, raw talk for you, the fans. Here we go. You're going to have to look at my dome piece. I'm on my second cup of coffee. We're banging here, leading into Father's Day weekend. So I'll say that to say this, because I tell it like it is. Don't you dare miss it. No crazy monologue like last episode. A good 10 minutes. I went off on a rant from everything you can think of. We're going to jump right into the action here on Chaos Corner. Flashback. So bear with me as I go down to the op board here. It's DVR, DVD, VCR, whatever the fuck it is. I apologize for the cussing. I really do. Austin, thanks for being here to moderate. OTS Tribal Queen, thanks for being here to moderate. I can't do it without you too. Let's jump right into it. Where we start, no one goes. Oh, here we go. We're in the NWA 6-man tag team match. There's Jim Cornette with Dick Murdoch, the bounty hunter at this point, and Sweet Stan Lane, beautiful Bobby Eaton, the Midnight Express, in a 6-man tag team match. I'm not sure who they're going against. It looks like it could be the Italian Stallion. I'll identify the grapplers as we go on. Teddy Long, your referee. Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, David Crockett, the G.O.C. on commentary. I don't know. Let's sit back and relax. No copyrights here. There's no music. There's no video. It's just you and me. It looks like Lightning Tim Horner on the other side, along with the Italian Stallion. It's not a fucking trios match. It's a 6-man tag team match. Let me sit back and relax here and give the pipes a second here as I go into my yoga poses. I gotta do something, right? The laundry's already done. We're doing the linens today, the sheets, the towels, you know, all that stuff. Beautiful drop kick by Lightning Tim Horner. Brad Armstrong, Tim Horner, and the Italian Stallion. You know the legends of the Armstrong family. Unbelievable. Scott, Brad, Bullet Bob. Wow. You hear Cornette, right? His podcast is unbelievable with the great Brian Last. They do a podcast. This is a fucking show. Bobby and Tim Horner in the ring. The Zulu Cup, unbelievable.
He better get up there and get interested and find out what's going on tonight. You better pay attention to what's happening up there. Don't worry about it. Don't embarrass me, Bobby. You get up there and fight. Let me just answer the question now.
Guys, email me, inbox me, leave a comment on a community page, or when you're in the live stream, when this is on a premiere. Let me know if the volume is too loud. I don't want you guys just to have to hear me, because this is a watch along, but you guys can't watch along with me because these are my private tapes. Tim Horner, Dick Murdoch, beautiful drop kick by Lightning Tim Horner, and here comes Brad Armstrong. Oh, wait. That's right, they were known as the Lightning Express.
And they're going to give Jim Cornette's trio all they can handle, I can tell you that. Well, they got the speed and the quickness on their side.
Here comes sweet Stan Lane. Educated feet, Stan Lane. Again, I was more partial to Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton as the Midnight Express. He even had Randy Rose, I believe, at one time in the Midnight Express, if I'm not mistaken, if I know my history. And you know that I do. Here's a tag. The Italian Stallion's in. Now he tags in Brad Armstrong. Brad Armstrong and beautiful Bobby Eaton. Nice arm wringer into an arm bar. Was there anybody as good as Ross? Eaton picks up Armstrong. A beautiful Samoan drop by beautiful Bobby Eaton. And that unbelievable Alabama slam jam that he has from the top rope. The leg drop. Wow. Double team effort. Here comes Dirty Dick Murdoch. Taking over on Brad Armstrong. We're here at NWA. Circa 1988. Bob Cottle. Jim Ross. Murdoch taking over on Brad Armstrong. Front face lock. Here's the tag. Here comes Sweet Stan off the top rope. Double axe handle. Armstrong's in the wrong side of town, being triple teamed right now. Stan Lane, far side with Armstrong. Big clothesline by Sweet Stan. Antagonizes the Italian Stallion. Distract the referee. And then they triple team Brad Armstrong. That's how you do it in six-man or tag team. Take advantage of it. Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. That's what I told my stable. It's about the money. It's not about going over. It's about getting over. It's about getting paid. Putting asses in seats. 2 count by Eaton on Brad Armstrong. Nice body slam by Eaton. Big flying elbow by beautiful Bobby. Let me sit back and let the guys take over.
Beautiful Bobby, the high fly got very high in the air for the elbow drop. As they continue now to maul Armstrong, they're going to double team him near the corner in the ropes.
Dick Murdoch in the ring, double teaming Brad Armstrong. Teddy Long giving him a lot of leeway.
That big right hand, and notice where Armstrong is. He's in the wrong corner.
I already said that, JR.
While the referee was preoccupied across the ring.
Side leg sweep by Stan Lane, but no, Brad Armstrong breaks it up. It wasn't a suplex, Jim, but I get it. None of us are always on our game. Here's the tag. Here's the Italian Stallion. Underrated grappler at the time, a cagey veteran. Kind of shaped like a meatball. No offense, man. Big drop kick by the Stallion. Episode 5 went off the air hot and heavy, man. Stallion misses with a drop kick. And again, nice side leg sweep. This time Lane connects on the Italian Stallion. Tags in the dirty one. Beautiful vertical suplex. Murdoch holding him up in the air. All the blood rushing to the cranium. Unbelievable. 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 10 seconds by Murdoch, and then drops him on his head. Here's the cover. Murdoch actually hooks the leg. There it is. 3 count. It's over. Your winners, Dirty Dick and the Midnight Express. Let's see where we go next. It's the total package, Lex Luger. Let's listen up. Talking about the 4 horsemen.
Heartwarming to know that in life you can dig a hole that is so deep that it seems impossible to climb out of. You can make so many mistakes. You can veer off the path of where you wanted to go so many times. And I think by the Weaver tape right here, I have to say this. That people... Controversy! And let's put a stop to it right now, Anderson! Because I'm telling you that this right here is the continuation of the...
Luger was ripped, jacked, buffed, like shredded wheat. Wow! He was the total package physically. Maybe not in the ring. Maybe not on a stick. And here comes Arn Anderson. And there's Tully Blanchard. Where there's 1 horseman, there's 4. There's Kendall Windham.
Kendall Windham.
The Italian Stallion. Denny Brown. Trying to break it up.
6 of them going at it now, trying to pull apart Arn Anderson. Tony Blanchard, Lex Luger. Luger won't give it up. Luger and Blanchard, or Luger and Anderson want to kill each other. Right here ringside. You can see the intensity, the fire in their eyes. This one, I've never seen anything erupt like this as here at ringside.
It's chaos. Trying to break them up at ringside. Back to Lex Luger and Bob Caudle.
Well, you know, Bob, I have to say one thing at this point in time. When I was with the Horsemen, I met a disapproval of a lot of people. I know that. And when you hear those boos, I've always been a person who's tried to turn a minus into a plus and use that to draw deeper within myself and make a greater effort athletically and in the ring. I have to say that the response of the people, the forgiveness, has been, it's hard to put into words, but you just saw in Greensboro, it's a feeling that's absolutely overwhelming.
Certainly not the best on the mic,
Really
Lex
is.
Luger.
And I know what's faced in front of me. Arn Anderson, Tony Blanchard
Tell it like it
are two
is.
great competitors. They're two great wrestlers. Now, I don't claim to be Superman. 2-on-1, 3-on-1. Isn't impossible.
Stop stumbling, Luger. That's why you need a manager.
Atlanta, out of the blue, was a total shock to me. A man that I know, that I fought against.
Listen to this boring promo. He may have been in great shape and okay in the ring. He came a long way. But he never had the promo skills. And that's what I tell the guys and gals and students down at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling when I'm honored and privileged enough to step in with Mario Mancini, Paul Roma, and Paul Perez. You got to be as good on the stick to tell the story as you are in the ring. You can't have one or the other. You got to have both. Here we go, live, back up to ringside. NWA, Arn Anderson. Wait, we went to a commercial. We're back. It looks like a street fight. Tully Blanchard, Lex Luger. Listen to the crowd jam-packed to the rafters. Blanchard, Luger. Far side, Lex Luger. Big clothesline on Tully. He looks like he's going to put him in the torture rack. Here we go, fans. You know the Horseman got to be ringside somewhere. Luger picks up Tully. He's got him in the torture rack. He's got him. He's shaking him up and down. And here comes Double A. Knee to the midsection. Blanchard over the top rope. Putting the boots. And there's J.J. Dillon getting involved. Just like I said with the old school managers. They got in there and took the fucking bumps and got involved physically. Not like the rest of these clowns today in 2024. No offense, man. J.J. Dillon in there putting the boots to Lex Luger as Double A takes over. Dillon kicking the shit out of the referee as well. Anderson, Blanchard, J.J., the Horsemen taking over on Lex Luger, and this is how they did it. That gang pack mentality. Blanchard off the top rope on Luger. Taking off the belt. And he's whipping him like a rented mule. Whipping Lex Luger. Somebody's got to be around to come in and save Luger. You know there's going to be a run-in. Blanchard, as Anderson's holding him, just tearing him up. And here comes, wait, who's that? Who is that? I can't see. It's Ole Anderson. Former Four Horsemen, Ole Anderson coming in and taking it to the ass of Arn Anderson. Luger coming back, fighting off the Horsemen. It's Ole and Lex. Ole Anderson was one ornery son of a bitch. He certainly was cantankerous. Wow, fighting off into the crowd. Back to Bob Caudle and Mr. Non-Promo Lex Luger. Let me yawn.
Right now, the total package Lex Luger has the largest goals and aspirations that I've ever had in my athletic career for the year 1988.
1988, that's where we are right now. A flashback in the time machine.
Sometimes you choose a path and you want to do it the right way. Sometimes it's the hardest way. But I'm not backing down for 1 second. Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, you stand in my way, you're going to get knocked aside, and I'm going to step over you. And Bob,
What? It's cold, man. I gotta quench my thirst. Gotta stay hydrated. It's gonna be 100 fucking degrees next week.
That's what athletics is all about. And somewhere along the line, Ric Flair, Nature Boy, world heavyweight champion.
Luger. Even when he was the Lex Express in the middle 90s in the WWF, he just didn't have it. Not as far as promos. I'm giving him his due. He's a Hall of Famer.
And that is what's going to happen for the total package. Lex Luger. Lex Luger fans, we'll be back. We'll have more.
All right, here we go. Where we go next? We're back to a steel cage. Once again, the legendary feud with the Midnight Express and his superpowers in the steel cage right now. It's the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. It's Nikita Koloff. It's Sweet Stan and Bobby Eaton. Cornette outside. The cage is locked, but Dick Murdoch's unlocking the cage. Here's Dirty Dick, the bounty hunter at the time. He's getting in the cage. What the fuck is going on here? Here we go. Murdoch on top of Dusty Rhodes. Let's sit back and listen. Steel cage match. Midnight Express and his superpowers. Murdoch is in there. It's going to be a disqualification, obviously. Nikita taking over. Cornette got in the ring. Just like I said about J.J. Dillon. He got in there and took the fucking bumps. You don't see that today. Koloff has grabbed the racket. Cleaning house. The Midnight Express has left Dick Murdoch in the lurch. Now it's Murdoch with Rhodes and Koloff in the cage, and Murdoch is out. Exit stage left. Here we go to the Road Warriors. Let me be quiet on this one.
Are you ready for it? Get up, fuckers, you people out there, on your fucking seats. Look at this guy here. Look at me. Wearing the best shit of our lives. We planned for this. You called those. You and your 2 feet. You made the challenge. Now you gotta back it up in just a few short hours. Greensboro, everybody's gonna see just who is the strongest man in professional wrestling. Tell them how. Oh, I'd hate to be the warlord and the barbarian when they bomb out on the bench at about 300 pounds in front of 10,000 people in Greensboro. I'd hate to be.
And he rips off the tank top.
You ain't gonna come close. You guys, you're in some deep trouble because when you bomb on the bench, you're looking like a couple of real idiots. Because all you've been talking about is 600 pounds, 700 pounds. Well, let me clue you in. The world record 705. We never claimed we could.
705 bench press was the world record at the time, I believe, by Ted Arcidi, who took it from Bill Kazmaier. And one of the men that trained me from the Muscle Factory, the legendary Kenny Fontano, in the gym without a shirt, bench 660 fucking pounds. Here we go to Kevin Sullivan. And from Syracuse University, Mike Rotunda. From Michigan, the dog-faced gremlin, Rick Steiner. Let's listen in from the man from the dark side.
Of American youth today. You see what I'm talking about is they have gone out, and I've listened to a lot of people lately saying they're going to do things. Well, I came on this TV program a few weeks ago, and I mentioned
As Sullivan rolls his eyes in the back of his head long before The Undertaker ever thought about it. This was the man from the dark side. Not the Taker, not primetime Brian Lee, Magnificent Morocco maybe. Kevin Sullivan.
We were going to do it and nothing happened. We went out and we came this close to getting it.
Look at Rotunda wearing the Letterman's jacket from Syracuse University. Rotunda was a badass, and of course we know his son, Wyndham Rotunda. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. And Bo Leave as well. That's right, Bo Leave. He's coming back. There was nobody like the Steiners. Rick and Scott Steiner, legit badasses. And look at their son now, Rick's son, Braun Breaker. Here we go, into the ring. It's the Varsity Club. It's Mike Rotunda and Nikita Koloff. Nikita gets his leg on the bottom rope. Rotunda thinks he's won. You didn't win, Rotunda. Kevin Sullivan on the outside. Let's sit back and listen to some of the action. And you knew it wouldn't last for long. Kevin Sullivan, Mike Rotunda, double teaming Nikita Koloff. Koloff holding his own right now. Taking over on the Varsity Club.
You see, now Nikita has gone down to this. He is trying to stop the Varsity Club, and there is the newest member.
And there's Rick Steiner. There's the dog-faced gremlin. Check out here on the channel. old-time family feud with the Steiner brothers. Road Warrior Animal, it was impressive. Back to the promo here with Sullivan, Rotunda, and Rick Steiner. And just think of what they left from their loins. Braun Breaker, Wyndham Rotunda, Bo Bolero, whatever the fuck his name, Bo Dallas. Here we go. J.J. Dillon at ringside. We go to another matchup. It's Barry Windham and Tully Blanchard. J.J. at ringside. I'm going to sit back and try to let you listen to some of the commentary. I've been going on and on and on. We're 20 minutes in here on episode 6. Flashback. 3 minutes remaining in this bout. Barry Windham, Tully Blanchard, J.J. on the outside.
3 minutes now. Blanchard with one straight game plan to go after it.
Tully going to the high rent district.
It's Weary, and he is tired. He's going for the home run, but Barry Windham is right there. Windham is up there, and now Barry Windham is going to the second rope.
Superplex from the second rope. Windham on Blanchard. Listen to the crowd.
No, he can't do it. The flag gave way. Yeah, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. The flag gave way on him. Oh, we are seeing one courageous match here.
Tommy Young, your referee. Third man in the ring. Big lariat by Windham. Here's the cover. J.J. Dillon pulls the referee, and again, J.J. getting physically involved. That's what managers, old school, traditional managers did. And here's Lex Luger. What's Luger doing there? Luger saying Dillon rang the bell and he didn't win. We go back to Bob Cottle and Jim Ross to explain the situation.
Prior to the match ending, with Barry Windham on top of Tully Blanchard, who had already sustained a 2 count. The referee Tommy Young thought when he heard the bell, it was toward the end of the match. He thought automatically that the time limit had expired. Well, you saw Lex Luger come down right at the very end of that segment. Lex Luger knew, as did Tony Schiavone and I, that the match had not ended. We got Tommy Young back out of the ring.
The brain of a dehydrated baby on Tommy Young.
So, for the first time in wrestling history, the referee based a decision on an instant replay. We had Tommy Young look at the
first time in pro wrestling history based it on an instant replay in pro wrestling. That's what you learn here. History and facts. Let's go live as Tommy Young is watching the videotape for the first time in history.
I know we got a couple minutes left here.
What's the decision, Tommy? He caught him. J.J. Dillon did ring the bell. Instant replay. Who knew? The chains are getting heavy here at Chaos Corner. They're going to restart this match. Tully Blanchard with the roll-up. Here's the cover. Here's the pin. And Luger breaks it up. What the fuck's going on here? Blanchard attacks Luger. J.J. hits Barry Windham with his shoe. Watch out for the shoe. J.J. Dillon, physicality, pro wrestling managers. Luger taking over on Blanchard. There's Double A. There's the Nature Boy. Woo! The 4 horsemen are never far behind. Dillon, Anderson, Blanchard, Flair taking the total package out. Barry Windham is out on the apron. Beautiful DDT by Double A on Lex Luger. The Horsemen. Perhaps the best faction ever.
But this one is broken completely down. They're all holding now Lex Luger and Flair.
They're trying to encourage Barry Windham, but no, Windham gives one to the jib of Ric Flair. Down goes Flair. It's insanity inside the ring. There's the PD. The local police are getting involved, and here comes the Stinger. Back to Cottle and Ross. Down to Lex Luger and Barry Windham ringside. Former 4 horsemen. Luger and Windham were also 4 horsemen, if you remember, as was the head trainer at my home company, Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, and that would be Pretty Paul Roma. Listen to his show with Mario Mancini, the Hey Roma podcast. Pretty Paul Roma and Mario Mancini. It doesn't get any better than that.
You and I can help each other out. Now, I know right now, for instance, Charlotte, on Saturday, February the 6th. I've seen the contract sitting on Jim Crockett's desk.
Wyndham talking to Luger.
For a match against Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. And I'll just tell you what right now, from my heart, and I knew this would happen someday. I knew that you'd come around, because I knew in my heart, I'll be your partner anytime. And if you'll get those contracts down there, I'll be down there Monday morning to sign them.
Wyndham and Luger teaming up. And we go to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, if you will.
Tell the people I said, David, Jimmy Crockett, and everybody else at Dusty Rhodes McAfee, defend the U.S. title on this TV show. Jim could I say it's contracts. He's always talking about contracts. He's always talking about what his mama's going to do. Let me tell you something, Claudette. You man, the Midnight Express, Bobby Eaton's a yellow dog. Dick Bergen.
A yellow dog.
Egg-sucking dog.
An egg-sucking dog.
It's even worse than that. So you go home and tell him, baby. But I came. I showed up. I was in uniform. I was ready. I was winning. I was able. I was here. And you were nowhere around. So your chance at destiny might not come again. But I'm ready for the names on the line. Dusty Rhodes, biggest shout. 1988. Now I'm going to go in here on a very, very
1988.
opponent and make sure Dusty Rhodes gives these people what they paid to see on television.
A television, if you will.
All right, let's go to the ring.
Let's go to the ring. Dusty Rhodes in action.
It is a privilege to have Dusty.
Let's listen to the crowd. I'm going to sit back and relax right now.
Like we said before, but
The American Dream. None better. As I said, my Mount Rushmore. It's going to be over fast. Trademark bionic elbow. Dusty didn't even take off his jacket. Flying elbow out of the corner. It's over. The U.S. champion in about 15 seconds. The Dream. The Everyman. And here we go, right back to the NWA. Here comes Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express, and I want to express my condolences and take a quick moment of silence as Ricky Morton's son just passed away. That's right, here in 2024. The legendary Ricky Morton from the Rock and Roll Express, his son within the last 24, I believe 48 hours, has passed away. My condolences out to Ricky Morton and the Morton family. Let's go ringside.
Introducing first of all in the blue corner, at a combined weight of 480 pounds from New Zealand, along with Johnny Ace, Butch Roller, Luke Williams, the Sheep Herders.
The Sheep Herders with Johnny Ace, you piece of shit. I love the Bushwhackers, the Sheep Herders.
Tennessee, weighing in at 420 pounds, Ricky Robert, the Rock and Roll Express.
Rock and Roll Express, baby. Undersized, but unbelievable. And just a little history here with myself and the Sheep Herders, the Bushwhackers. I had a chance to manage Flash Wheeler and Sledge as we took on Luke and Butch, the Sheep Herders, a.k.a. the Bushwhackers. That's right. I've been in the ring with Butch and Luke. And no, they didn't lick me. Johnny Ace, you piece of goo, as we know now. Here we go. Ricky Morton. Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express, and my condolences out to the Morton family. All four men in the ring. The Rock and Roll Express were action personified, am I right? And there was no one more barbaric as the Sheep Herders. They were legendary. They ruined them in the WWF as the Bushwhackers. Just my opinion. I get it. They went on to make money. They were older in their career. I understand. Let's sit back and listen. We're almost 30 minutes in. You never know when we're going to be on a cliffhanger and go off the air here on Flashback. Hang on to the edge of your seats, fans. Johnny Ace. What a piece of goo. I already said, let me not get crazy. He'll get his day.
They'll try to hurt him. Johnny Ace will try to get involved. We're sure of that. They've done it too many.
Nice drop kick by Ricky Morton. Double drop kick by the Rock and Roll Express. The Sheep Herders are out. Butch is still with us. Rest in peace, Luke, who passed away just a few short year or two ago. at a wrestling convention. Just made an appearance out in Los Angeles, if I believe, and he passed away in his hotel room. He had been battling an illness. Listen to the crowd. Everywhere they went, for every promotion and organization back in this day, the crowds were jammed. Not like 2,000 fans for AEW, under 3,000. I'm just saying. WWE is back up, drawing their crowds, making the money. I get it.
Keep them in their corner. If Ricky and Rob were ever ready before, they're ready right now. They are really prepared to go against the Sheephunters. But that time, Butch Miller slipped one in.
Butch and Ricky Morton in the ring. Double noggin knocker on the Sheepherders by Ricky Morton. Here's the tag. Here comes Robert Gibson. Nice double team efforts. Tag team personified. The importance of tag team wrestlers. I've said it in tag team division and tag team action, and how many Hall of Famers back in the 70s and 80s into the 90s. In today's age, it's a lost art. No one gives a shit about tag teams in today's business. In any company, really. Back then, it was the foundation of pro wrestling. Those are the facts. Butch dumps Robert Gibson outside. Here's Luke taking over. Into the steel ring post. Again, no mats. Concrete floors.
He had the referee's attention the whole time, knowing what Butch Miller would do. As a result, Robert Gibson...
That's right. It's Butch that's passed away. I think I said Luke. My apologies. My condolences. Listen. I say it all the time. My mind's like a lazy Susan. It'll come back around. Nostalgia just ain't what it used to be, man. A nickel ain't worth a dime anymore. Or is it a dime ain't worth a nickel? Fuck it. That's right. It's Butch that has passed away.
That was a good move right there. It really was. Falling right in and just laid him out. Right below the rib cage. Right on the edge of that rib cage. And that really hurt.
It's Luke and Robert Gibson right now. In the ring. Tommy Young, your referee. Here's the tag. Here comes Ricky Morton. No face can fire up like Ricky Morton. I'll tell you that much. Far side. Big shot to the LeBons. One for Luke on the outside. Where do you think the Midnight Rockers, a.k.a. the Rockers, Jannetty and Michaels, stole from? The Rock and Roll Express. No two ways about it. Beautiful reverse body press by Morton. Here's the cover. Butch breaks it up. All four men in the ring now. Rock and Roll Express, the Sheepherders. Double drop kick by the Express. Here's the cover. Tommy Young's distracted. And there's the flag bearer with the pole across the back of Ricky Morton. And then one to the LeBons of Robert Gibson. Johnny Ace is in there. There's been a disqualification. It's breaking down. The Sheepherders are taking over. The flag bearer piece of goo has gotten involved. Wait, they're going to cut his hair. No, they were going to cut Ricky Morton's hair. Robert Gibson in with the steel chair to save him. Your winners, the Rock and Roll Express. Wow. Back to World Class Championship Wrestling. Let's listen to Terry Bam Bam Gordy as he addresses Al Perez and Gary Hart. Shh.
Now let me tell you something, Gary Hart, and you too, Perez. I want you to listen to this. I've been all around the world, Japan, everywhere else, beating up scouts and beating up everybody else so I can get a shot for that title. And you can't keep running forever. And Gary Hart, you put that in his head because the boy can't keep running forever.
Terry Gordy addressing Al Perez and Gary Hart. World Class Championship Wrestling. The volume's a little lower on this one. Again, this is VHS. This is taped right off the TV back in the 80s. Here at the Vault at Chaos Chronicles. And Chris Adams is now shown up. Everybody wants a piece of Al Perez here in World Class. Let's listen to the gentleman, the Jekyll and Hyde, if you will.
Excuse me, Gary Hart. Excuse me, Al Perez. But I just couldn't help overhearing Big Bam Bam Terry Gordy shouting his mouth off up here, and I think that I deserve the right to come in here and suggest that as I have beaten you 3 or 4 times, that I deserve a fair shot at the World Championship. Well, the World Heavyweight Belt is the center of attention.
Here's Buddy Jack Roberts alongside with Terry Gordy.
You might be big, you might be bad, you might have gone all over the world, but to do something like you did to a legend in his own lifetime, I'm talking about Fritz von Erich, makes me puke.
Perez was not the world heavyweight champion at the time. He was the America's heavyweight champion in World Class Championship Wrestling, if I know my facts. Gordy in the ring now, attacking gentleman Chris Adams. And once again, Gary Hart playing the manager role that he was, one of the best ever. He gets Perez in the back and shields him from all the carnage in the ring right now. It's Terry Gordy going head-to-head, one-on-one, gentleman Chris Adams. And the other side, it's Buddy Jack Roberts with some huge, giant hillbilly. I don't even know who the heck it is. Wow, nice insecurity. Some hot kick by Chris Adams on Terry Gordy as Gary Hart and Al Perez just lay in wait. And here it is, Perez from behind, knocking down Chris Adams. And Hart trying to protect him as a good manager should. And Terry Gordy with the big spike in his side of the throat with the gentleman Chris Adams. And there's Gary Hart holding Perez in the corner. And here comes Kevin Von Erich going after Buddy Jack Roberts, laying it into him. Who's the giant hillbilly in there? He's about 400 pounds. Slipping my mind right now.
Look at Gary Hart holding Al Perez back. He's done that. Perez got away one time. But other than that, Perez is...
Here's Iceman King Parsons, the Angel of Death. Again, remember, at this time, Michael Hayes was up in the NWA. Here we go. Charleston, West Virginia, 1988, the World Tag Team titles. It's the Four Horsemen. Double A, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard with JJ against the Stinger and Barry Windham.
Introducing first the challengers. First of all, from every man's nightmare, 260 pounds, here is Sting.
From every man's nightmare, the Stinger.
And his tag team partner, the Western States Heritage Champion from Sweetwater, Texas, 250 pounds, Barry Windham.
At this point, he was the Western States Heritage Champion, the son of Black Jack Mulligan.
The leader of the Four Horsemen, James J. Dillon. And the NWA World Tag Team Champions, first of all, from San Antonio, Texas, 235 pounds, Tully Blanchard. And his team partner from Minnesota at 245 pounds, Arn Anderson. 45 minutes for the World Tag Team.
45-minute time limit here for the NWA World Tag Team titles. Charlotte, West Virginia. Charlottesville, West Virginia.
Okay, this event for the NWA
Let's listen in.
Tag Team title, Tully Blanchard, right there along with Arn Anderson.
I'm going to try to zip it, clip it, and throw it in the basket.
James J. Dillon standing in the corner of the World Tag Team Champions, and he'll be making his way over here to talk to us about this event.
Here we go. Wyndham and Tully Blanchard starting off the matchup.
Blanchard, Arn Anderson, a great champion, saying,
Let's listen in. Jammed to capacity in West Virginia as the NWA, Jim Crockett, WCW was wherever they went in the 80s. Tommy Young in the ring as your referee. Let me moisten the pipes. J.J. Dillon in the booth as well right now.
No denying that.
My boys look a little bit bewildered. Tony, I'm going to enjoy this.
This is really going to be interesting.
Yeah, I love sitting here ringside and watching my champions.
And you do have a lot of
40 minutes in here on Flashback. once again, I'm going to stress it and repeat it. The importance of tag team wrestling and where it stood in the 70s and 80s into the 90s. The last 20 years, talking about the year 1987 and 1988 here on Flashback.
Well, the problem that you run into, Tony, is...
And again, I'll give Schiavone credit. He was pretty decent back in the day compared to being the shill and the geek that he is now for AEW. What'd I say, Schiavone? Don't be offended. I know this will get back to somebody in AEW. Just know that I know. Don't worry about the viewers, the amount of people. Just know that I know. Whether it's one person, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. It's gotten back to me already. I'll just sit here in the background on Chaos Corner.
And that's really what we're looking at for 1988. And the other things that you want to do is the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup that's coming up. You say, hey,
Talking about the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup. I have that here on VHS as well. And we'll get into it.
great big beautiful cup when they invaded for the year 1988.
Episode 6. And like episode 405 on Chaos Corner. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
You take a field of so many teams for a two-night prestigious event like that. You've got to win so many.
Anderson to the top rope. Wyndham cuts him off. He's going to shot him and slingshot him across the ring. Wyndham was a big individual. When I met him in 2019, we met earlier when we worked for the NWA territories, but when I met Wyndham and talked to him personally face-to-face at the Hall of Fame, New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, what a giant of a man. He had hands like baseball mitts. Earlier, before that, we were in the same locker rooms on the same events, but I didn't really get to sit there and pick his brain like I did at the Hall of Fame. The pictures are up here on the channel. Go to the community page.
5 minutes have expired. 5 minutes. 40 remaining.
40 minutes remaining. Hopefully we'll be here for all of you. You know we go off the air out of nowhere. Leaving you on the edge of your seat so you'll come back for more. This is how we do it here. Tradition, honor, respect. Blanchard getting back in the ring right now with the Stinger. Right now, Sting and Wyndham have been taking it to the Horseman.
Well, that's true.
Listen to the crowd and the reactions. It's unbelievable. Give Stinger credit, right? All the longevity, just retiring last year or earlier this year in 2024 with Darby Allin retiring as the AEW World Tag Team Champions. Right decision, wrong decision, doesn't matter. It's a great way to go out. Stinger in his 60s. Wow. Consulting each other in a corner. That's what great tag teams do. Tully and Arn. They were still great as the Brain Busters in the WWF, but nothing like the Four Horsemen. Taking their time. The Stinger taking his time here with Tully Blanchard locking up. Here we go. Collar and elbow. Slugging it out. Right to the left by both grapplers. Stinger taking over with the big right hands to the jib. Far side. Over the turnbuckle goes Tully Blanchard. Out to the hardwood concrete floor. Not hardwood. Did I say hardwood? It can't be hardwood and concrete. He went over the top rope. Back then it was disqualification. Arn Anderson's calling for the disqualification. I don't think Tommy Young saw it. Listen to the crowd. Arn's claiming victory for the Horsemen here. That's to retain the titles. Wyndham out of nowhere. Double noggin knocker. Remind me to tell you the story one night in the bars, in the clubs, back in the 80s, when a barroom brawl with my family and a bunch of other people and my boys, I took two guys' heads out of nowhere and gave them the double fucking noggin knocker together. Before you know it, I was on the floor. I went to go get up to restart the brawl and got kicked in the face like someone was punting my head across the football field. I had a shiner like you wouldn't believe, but we held our own. There was about 15 or 20 people in this brawl inside a legendary discotheque here, and I want to say that was probably in the early 80s. The double noggin knocker by the G.O.C. Hey, I took a licking and kept on ticking, man. I'll admit it. Tully Blanchard, Stinger in the ring. Big cross body plus by Stinger on Tully Blanchard. Only a 2 count. Not even a 2 count. As you hear J.J. Dillon sitting ringside with Shivani and Ross. Oh, wait, it's just J.J. and Shivani, I believe. Stinger taking over on Tully Blanchard. Blanchard's close to tagging Double A. I know, I'm doing a lot of voiceover work and commentary work here today. I get it. I can't let them do all the work. You guys are not only here for Flashback, you're here for me! G.O.C. Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Anyone? Double A tagged in, taking over here. Nice leg lock on the Stinger. Has Sting on the ground. This is what the Horseman did. Pick out a body part, break it down, cut off the ring. That's Tag Team Wrestling 101. As J.J. Dillon is saying now before I said it before him, or something like that. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? 45 minutes in here on Flashback. Working over that leg. Nice spinning toe hold by Anderson. Reversal by Stinger as he kicks him off. And here comes Tully. Quick like a minx. Nimble like a minx. Taking over on Sting. Going over and giving Wyndham a shot so he gets distracted and Tommy Young goes over. And meanwhile, they throw Stinger over the top rope onto the hard concrete floor. That could have been a disqualification. That's what the Horseman did. Distract the referee and take advantage of the situation. All 4 grapplers outside of the ring right now. Sting's in big trouble. Landing on that hard concrete floor.
Well, you may not like what you see, but one thing for sure, Tony, it is effective, and I think Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson once again are showing why they're the World Tag Team Champions, and it's going to take a double tough, awful smart, awful lucky team to take the titles away from them.
That's a fact, JJ. Blanchard with a spinning toe hold into a beautiful figure 4. January 17th, 1988, Charleston, West Virginia. I think I said Charlottesville earlier. Charleston, West Virginia, 1988. As we go over and cross over from 87 to 88. Wow. Again, distracting the referee. No tag. Arn's in to take over the leg hold. A beautiful half Boston Crab by Arn Anderson right in the corner of the Horseman. Tags Blanchard quickly in and out. Blanchard takes over. An elbow to the lower back. The third vertebrae of the lower lumbar region. Nice, beautiful leg lock by Blanchard. Crossing the legs, putting all the pressure on the ankles of